This video was prepared especially for you who are part of our community and seek to take firm steps toward financial freedom. Here, we don't talk about empty promises or illusory shortcuts. We talk about real strategies that anyone can apply in their daily life, even starting from zero. So get comfortable, grab a pen and paper, because what you're about to hear now can change how you view every cent that enters your pocket. And I want to start by being very direct. Have you just received your salary? Then pay attention, because what I'm going to share here can completely change your relationship with money. Many people believe they'll only improve their life when they earn more, when they get a raise, or even when they're lucky enough to start a successful business. But I want to show you that it's not quite like that. There's a simple, practical, and totally possible way to multiply your salary in just 3 months, without changing jobs, without risking your future, and without needing magic formulas. The secret isn't in how much you earn, but in what you do with what you already have. Today, I'm going to show you, step by step, how to transform your salary into a growth tool. Think of this as a map. You already have the starting point, and I'm going to show you the route that can take you where you've always wanted to go. Listen carefully to what I'm going to say now. The secret to multiplying your money isn't chasing after earning more and more. I know it sounds strange to hear this, but it's the truth. What really matters is what you do with what you already receive. It doesn't matter if it's $50, $100, or $500 left over at the end of the month. The key point is learning to invest strategically, even if they're small amounts. Most people think they can only invest when they have a lot of money, but this is an illusion that keeps many trapped in the same place their entire lives. I always say, don't wait for the whole cake to start eating. Learn to work with the slices you already have. Today, there are simple, safe, and totally controllable options to make your money work for you. And here, I'm not talking about risky bets, speculation, or miraculous promises. I'm talking about real, accessible steps that anyone can apply. The discipline of investing a little every month consciously creates a powerful effect. It's like planting a seed. Maybe on the first day you don't see anything, but over time it grows, takes root, and starts bearing fruit. And this is the smartest way to multiply what you earn. Now, I need to be honest with you. There's no real result without patience and consistency. Many people start excited, but want to see everything change overnight. And when that doesn't happen, they give up. This is the biggest mistake. Multiplying your salary in 3 months doesn't mean you'll get rich overnight, but rather that in just 1 quarter, you'll already be able to feel the difference. Small changes start to appear. More control over money, less waste, more clarity about where each dollar goes. And this brings a powerful feeling of security and freedom. It's like going to the gym. On the first day, you don't see muscles or big results. But if you keep going week after week, in 3 months you already clearly notice the changes in your body. With money, it's the same. Discipline and consistency are the weights you lift to strengthen your financial life. I want you to always remember, 3 months pass very quickly. And in that time, you can continue living as you've always lived, without results. Or you can decide to act now and reap real signs of progress. The choice is yours. But if you have patience and discipline, in 3 months you'll have already taken the first steps toward financial freedom. Let me tell you something very important. The biggest enemy of your finances isn't lack of money. The real enemy is procrastination. Postponing financial decisions is like leaving the door open for opportunities to escape. Many people think, I'll start next month when there's more left over, or I'll wait to get a raise. But the truth is, that day never comes. There will always be one more bill, an unexpected expense, an excuse. And while you wait, time is running. And time, my friend, is the most valuable asset that exists. The best time to start is now, exactly with what you already have in hand. It doesn't matter if it's little. When you postpone, you're training your mind for inertia. When you start, even with little, you're training your mind for action, and this change in attitude makes all the difference. I learned early that every dollar you leave idle is a soldier without a mission, but when you decide to put it to work, it opens the way to bring more soldiers to your financial army. So don't wait for the perfect moment. The moment is today. Start now. There's another fundamental point that few people notice: the way you view money. Many people were taught to believe that money is something scarce, almost impossible to achieve, or even that it's something dirty, linked only to greed. This type of mentality is what keeps millions of people trapped in the rat race, living paycheck to paycheck. I want you to start looking at money differently, not as an enemy, but as a tool. Money isn't good or bad, it's neutral. You're the one who gives meaning to it. If you use it with wisdom, discipline, and consistency, money transforms into a bridge to opportunities, freedom, and quality of life. When your mind changes, your actions also change. You stop spending to impress others and start investing to build your future. You stop seeing money as something that slips through your hands and start seeing it as an ally. And this is the key. The right mindset opens doors that previously seemed locked. Maybe you're thinking, I don't have money left over. How will I start? And this is where a simple but powerful principle comes in: the emergency fund. Many people think it's only worth starting to invest when they already have a lot of capital. But this is a big mistake. The first step to multiplying your salary is building a solid foundation. And this foundation starts with an emergency fund, even if it's small. Think of something modest, for example, $1,000 saved. For some, this amount seems too small, but believe me, it can completely change your financial life. Why? Because when you have this reserve, you gain something that money by itself can't buy: emotional tranquility. Imagine you have an unexpected expense. The car breaks down, an unexpected medical bill appears, or even a house expense. Those without reserves panic, resort to loans, credit cards, and end up entering a debt cycle that becomes a prison. Now, those with an emergency fund simply solve the problem and move forward without compromising the rest of the budget. This small financial cushion brings something even more valuable: freedom of choice. You don't need to accept any job just out of fear of being without money. You don't need to say yes to situations you don't want just out of financial insecurity. And with this, you gain confidence to make bolder decisions, learning a new skill, investing in something new, or even negotiating a raise at work without fear of losing next month's salary. And here's what few people realize: this emergency fund isn't the end. It's the beginning of a positive domino effect. Once you feel protected, your mind opens to bigger opportunities. You start investing more, with more clarity and less fear. You realize that money can be multiplied with discipline and consistency. I always say, don't underestimate small steps. Saving the first $100 is already a victory. When you reach $500, you already feel the power of progress. And when you hit $1,000, you realize you have a foundation, a base upon which you can build real wealth. This simple habit of reserving before spending creates a profound change. You stop being a slave to money and start becoming its commander. And it's precisely this change in posture that over time transforms an ordinary life into a life of financial freedom. Stop for a moment and think. How many years have passed and your financial life remains in the same place? How many times have you promised yourself you would change but left it for tomorrow? The truth is that the future doesn't arrive suddenly. It's built every day with the small choices you make. Saving a little, investing consciously, saying no to an unnecessary expense. These are the decisions that open the path to a life of freedom. It doesn't matter if today you have little. What matters is the direction. A ship doesn't change course all at once. It starts with a small adjustment, and after some time, it's at a completely different destination. Your financial life works the same way. Believe you have within you the capacity to turn the game around. Money shouldn't control you, you should command money. And it all starts now, the moment you decide to take the first step. Remember, it's not about where you are today, but about where you're going. And if you maintain focus, discipline, and patience, 3 months can be just the beginning of a transformation that will change your life forever. Have you noticed that the biggest obstacles we face aren't outside, but within our mind? Often, it's not the lack of opportunities that holds us back, but fear, doubt, and the voice that says, "It won't work." But the difference between those who achieve financial freedom and those who remain trapped in the same cycle is simple: action. Those who act, even with little open doors that would never open for those who just wait. Think about it. 3 months will pass anyway. The question is, will you finish this time in the same place, or will you look back and realize you started building something solid? Every small step counts. Saving $10, cutting a useless expense, investing a symbolic amount. It may seem little today, but this is what creates consistency, discipline, and confidence. Growth may be invisible at first, but then becomes inevitable. And when you look back, you'll realize it wasn't luck, it wasn't chance. It was your decision to start, even when it seemed little. This decision separates those who dream from those who achieve. Look at your life today. Everything you've achieved so far is the result of choices you made in the past. And what you'll achieve in 3 months, 6 months, or 3 years will be a consequence of the choices you make from now on. Don't wait for the perfect scenario, because it will never exist. Those who achieve real results start in the midst of difficulties, with little money, with uncertainties, but with the firm decision not to stop. Discipline is what separates those who only dream from those who achieve. It's easy to say, "Someday I'll change." Hard is making the decision to change today, without excuses, without waiting. But it's exactly this decision that opens the doors of freedom. You don't need luck. You don't need miracles. You just need clarity, action, and consistency. Because when you learn to command your money, even if it's little, you're building the foundation for a life where nothing and no one else will have the power to control your future. The choice is before you. Continue as you are, or take the first step that can forever transform your story. There comes a point when you need to look at yourself and decide, will I continue accepting less than I deserve, or will I build the life I desire? The money you receive today may seem little, but it carries within it the seed of transformation. Every great tree started from a tiny seed planted by someone who believed in tomorrow. And that's what you need to do. Believe, plant, and care for it every day. Don't wait for perfect motivation. Don't wait to have all the answers. Start the way you are, with what you have in hand, because the biggest mistake isn't starting small. The biggest mistake is never starting. Remember, 3 months is nothing in your life's timeline, but they can be enough to prove to yourself that it's possible. It's the spark that ignites the fire of transformation, and when this fire starts burning, no one can extinguish it. It's at this moment you discover you don't depend on the government, the boss, the economy, or luck. You depend on your decisions, and when you decide to grow, nothing can stop you. Maybe you're thinking, "I've heard this before, but I could never put it into practice." The difference now is that you won't just listen anymore, you'll act. Because knowledge without action is like a closed book. It has value, but changes nothing. What changes your life is opening that book, applying each page, and writing your own story with new choices. You don't need to wait years to feel the difference. In weeks, the discipline of investing small amounts, cutting waste, and better organizing your salary already starts showing results. It's like cleaning a dirty window. Gradually, the vision becomes clear, and you see possibilities that previously seemed hidden. And the most powerful thing of all is realizing there's no limit to where you can go. The limit exists only in how you think and act. When you change your mentality and commit to small daily actions, transformation becomes inevitable. We all receive the same gift, time. The difference is what we do with it. Some spend years complaining about their salary, lack of opportunities, waiting for something external to change. Others use this same time to act, even in silence, even without applause, but with discipline. And these are the ones who, little by little, achieve results that seem impossible to those who just wait. It's like running a marathon. Those who quit at the first kilometer never feel the victory at the end. But those who continue, even tired, even in small steps, cross the finish line. Financial life works the same way. It's not won by those who run faster, but by those who don't stop walking. And here's what you need to remember. Money doesn't grow in the pocket of those who complain. It grows in the pocket of those who act. And acting doesn't mean big leaps. It means firm steps, taken every day. It's this consistency that, in months, transforms your life. Many people believe that multiplying salary is something impossible, but the truth is that everything starts at a simple point: organization and direction. What you do with the money that comes in every month determines whether it will work for you or slip through your fingers. The first step is to stop spending automatically. Before paying any bill, decide what part of this salary will work for me. It could be 5%, 10%, even 1%. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is starting. Each dollar separated for investment is like planting a new seed that over time transforms into a fruit-bearing tree. The second step is to give a mission to every cent. If you simply leave money idle, it loses value. But if you put it in motion, even in simple and safe applications, it starts to grow. Think of something concrete. If you separate $200 per month, in 3 months, you'll already have $600. Now, if this amount is in an application that yields, even if little, you won't have just $600, you'll have more. And over time, this effect keeps multiplying. The third step is to cut what doesn't build. Multiplying salary isn't earning more, it's making what you already have yield. If today you spend on things you won't remember tomorrow, useless subscriptions, impulse purchases, credit card waste, you're failing to multiply. Each cut expense is money freed to work in favor of your future. And here's the most powerful part. When you start applying this in just 3 months, you can already notice the difference. You see the balance growing, feel control returning to your hands, and above all, understand that multiplying salary isn't magic. It's method, it's discipline, it's repeating the same process every month until results become inevitable. Remember, it's not about how much you earn, but about how much you save, invest, and multiply. And when this mentality enters your daily life, you realize that the salary that previously seemed small becomes the foundation for something much bigger. Let's imagine someone who earns $2,000 per month. Most people receive this amount, pay bills, spend on credit cards, and when they realize it, nothing is left. But if this person separates just 10% of their salary, $200, and directs it to a simple investment, in 3 months, they'll already have $600 saved. Seems little. Now imagine this amount is in an application with yield. This money starts growing without you needing to work more hours. Another example, someone who earns $3,000 and decides to live as if they earned $2,700. The $300 left over goes to an emergency fund and small investments. In a year, that's $3,600 accumulated. This can become a down payment on real estate, initial capital for a business, or even an investment that generates extra income every month. And if your salary is smaller, say $1,000, it's still possible. Separating just $50 per month already creates a new habit. In 3 months, that's $150. Seems small, but what matters isn't the initial amount. It's the discipline. It's the consistency that transforms. Because those who can save $50 will sooner or later be saving $500. The secret is this: multiplying salary isn't earning more. It's transforming each dollar into a silent worker. Instead of spending and watching money disappear, you put it to work in your favor. Each amount invested, each unnecessary expense eliminated, each conscious choice is a brick in building your financial freedom. And the most inspiring thing of all is that in just 3 months, you already start feeling the impact. Less anxiety, more control, and the certainty that you're moving forward. And when you realize this, the habit becomes automatic. You no longer think about spending, you think about multiplying. 3 months may seem little, but it can be the beginning of a transformation that will last the rest of your life. Because when you prove to yourself that you're capable of saving, investing, and multiplying your salary in a short time, you awaken an inner strength that never disappears again. It's like learning to ride a bicycle. At first, it seems difficult, you lose balance, think about giving up. But once you learn, you never forget. With money, it's the same. The first months require effort, attention, discipline. But afterwards, it becomes part of who you are. And here's the point: 3 months of discipline create a new pattern. If before the habit was spending everything, now the habit becomes multiplying. If before the mentality was scarcity, now the mentality is growth. This doesn't just change your finances, it changes your identity. You stop being someone who chases money to become someone who makes money chase you. Over time, this process expands. You start with an emergency fund, then invest in safe applications, then learn about assets that generate passive income. Step by step, without rush, you build something that no crisis, no unexpected event, and no person can take from you. Your financial freedom. What begins as 3 months of conscious effort becomes a lifetime of extraordinary results. Multiplying salary doesn't just mean having more money in the bank. It means transforming your life in various areas. When you create financial discipline, you don't just gain numbers, you gain peace. Think about the impact of reaching the end of the month without that anguish of looking at bills and wondering if it will work out. Think about the tranquility of knowing that if an unexpected expense arises, you have a reserve and don't need to despair. This security is priceless, and it doesn't stop there. Your family life also changes. Conversations stop being about debts and start being about plans. The fear of not being able to pay a bill is replaced by the enthusiasm of deciding together where to invest, what to achieve, and which dreams to realize. On the emotional side, you feel more confident. Self-esteem grows because you realize you're in control, that you're capable of changing your own reality. Each small financial victory reflects in other areas of life: health, relationships, even at work. Money, used wisely, is more than a financial tool. It's a facilitator of freedom, choices, and quality of life. And when you understand this, you realize that multiplying salary isn't just about getting rich, it's about living better. Now you know you don't need to wait to earn more to transform your financial life. The secret lies in intelligently using what already comes to your hands, multiplying each dollar with discipline, patience, and consistency. In 3 months, you can start feeling the power of this change. In 6 months, you'll already have visible results, and in a year, you'll look back and realize you made the decision that forever changed your relationship with money. The question that remains is, will you continue living the same way, or will you decide to act now? The future you desire doesn't depend on luck. It depends on your choice today. Now it's up to you. What will you do today to start multiplying your salary? The decision is in your hands. If this content made sense to you, Like this video so this message reaches more people who need to hear this. Share it with someone you know will benefit from this reflection, and subscribe to the channel to not miss the next exclusive videos for members. The future begins with the decision you make today, and that decision is in your hands.